we live? We live on all platforms?
We are live on multiple platforms right now.
Let's go. Drew, welcome back.
Thanks.
Kind of like part of the fam now, you know?
Yeah, how many is this?
This is 3, I think.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
with how long we typically go on these episodes, it's like 6.
Yeah.
We could have done
dog years, it's
part
like
1, part 2. Welcome back. Glad to have you.
Yes.
Thanks for having me. It's a very special episode to be a part of.
Is this your favorite podcast that you get to, star on? Or
It is.
Yeah?
100%.
All right, let's go. Hey, sometimes at the top of the episode, we like to highlight a comment of the week.
Oh boy.
This one was hot off the press. This just happened, but I just sometimes I think that you're like our Daniel, and I'm the king, and I need to come to you for interpretation. Is that the right reference?
I don't know if it
Is
is,
it
but we'll
Daniel?
go with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because doesn't he interpret it wrong and gets put in the
We don't have
lion's
to,
den?
yeah.
Am I thinking of that wrong?
No, you're thinking of
You're good.
Joseph, right?
Daniel was in the lion's den.
Right, but
Yeah, but the
Joseph
interpretation
was the
was-
dream interpretation.
That's correct.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah, he was in jail and he interprets Pharaoh's dreams.
Yes. Okay, well, interpret this. Flimsy Coyote.
Flimsy coyote.
Flimsy Coyote hits us with I'll give a little context. We post a reel. We used ChatGPT a few episodes ago, and they created a nice ad for our podcast. Like, these guys are sort of family. They're funny, but kind of annoying. It was fun for the whole family. Flimsy Coyote comments in, just tell him you want to bang him.
Bro. Okay.
You didn't have to make an entire studio set and podcast to impress him. He's into you, bro.
Couple things wrong with that comment right off the bat. First of all, we need to know who the subject is.
Yes, who is him?
So I think
I like how we both just turned to Drew.
We need
I mean,
help.
yeah, we need
Daniel
a third
Joseph?
party. We need a third party in this.
the him.
Let's see if the chat's popping off.
Yeah.
Who's chat?
Take Holman says Flimsy Coyote, kind of fire band name. I agree.
Wow.
Yeah, but who is him?
I think the him that Flimsy Coyote is referring to, he's into you. Well, he's into you. I think that would be Justice.
Justice is into
I'm
me.
into-
Yeah, I
Blake?
think that's what Flimsy
Bro.
Coyote is saying.
Wait. Okay, wait. Actually, I'm not mad at that.
Hey.
So he thinks I'm like kind of curating this entire studio and like
Yeah.
I'm putting all the Legos there and I have all of this.
Yeah, I think he's maybe a first-time viewer who doesn't understand the dynamic, but
Well, obviously, I think he
guess
thinks
maybe
the
Justice could tell us
podcast
this is true.
filmed in maybe a southern state where sibling relative stuff is.
yeah, I did see an
More common.
Alaskan video that was also had those vibes this week.
Oh,
It was a I don't know. It was like those like we're from Alaska, of course we that kind of thing. And it was just flashing
was that
comments.
trend, but
it
it
was
was-
that trend, but it was just like these people
It's a scary
who
scary
looked
thing.
inbred going out to their mailbox, and all the comments were like, "Of course we sleep with our sister." Tough.
and that was on your Instagram?
That was sent to me on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah,
The comment was on YouTube, right?
the comment was on
you
YouTube.
feel
Flimsy Coyote.
Do you feel like we get more wild comments on YouTube than anywhere else?
Probably. Instagram's almost exclusively Yash.
Exclusively what?
No, it's not. No. Yash is
Yash.
a
Yash
big
is a
supporter.
person.
He is a big supporter, but I think Instagram is more like closer, like friends.
Yeah.
TikTok is like if people are just kind of just being random with it.
Yeah.
YouTube is like I'm going to speak my mind, and
We
I'm
have
going to like
such
tell you
a
what.
larger following on YouTube than any other platform. Like and subscribe.
That's true.
I mean, 4 to 5x. So, but no, I'll hit you with one more for all of the, just banging bro comments. I like to balance it out with something nice.
Yeah.
This is from Max Salmers.
Hey, Max.
I'm honestly a little surprised they don't have so many views and subs compared to the other similar pods
wow.
on here. They're both very good looking.
Shout out Max.
But yes, you're correct with the suggestion. What was the suggestion that he commented on? It was that we should be recording barefoot.
Of course. I don't know what's
lot
wrong.
of that comment. I don't understand why we're getting so much traction in the barefoot community.
Is it a barefoot community or is it
It's just
foot fetish?
yeah. I mean, wait until they find out I
Maniacs.
ran barefoot and ran in sandals for years.
That's true. You fit right
I would
in.
think if it was a foot fetish thing, we wouldn't be able to keep very much traction, being that we've been socked
Yeah.
and pretty hidden with the feet for most.
Have
of,
you guys
most
thought
of the
about
ever.
Feet Finder?
Can you
Isn't
like
that-
search a picture of a foot and find out who it is?
Well, either that or I don't know, sell pictures of your feet.
Oh, feet
wait.
finder.
I mean,
You
you
I was
sell-
thinking like the other guys, like face back.
If you guys are
Take a
trying to like
picture of-
monetize this podcast, I mean, what better way than to lean into the audience that really
I've suggested
looking out
this
for
just to acts like it's not the move.
Yeah, I just don't know if like the feet
What's the
side of
chat
things
say?
is what we want to move into.
Well, I did get Tate did ask to see. He said, "Can we get some feet, feet and socks on Cam Boys?" So if you're still on there,
Wow.
there's that.
That was huge.
Wow, that was for free.
Put up the whole camera.
Yeah, the viewership love, like some of my socks have holes in them. They go crazy for it. It's
Really?
like almost accidentally giving them what they want.
It's
So,
almost it's
you
more
thank
of
my
like the kind of
dogs
thing
for
where it's
that.
like, I don't know, do they like it more? It's like what's under there, like the kind of thing. Like
It's like the
they can
thrill of
see
the
it.
chase.
Yeah, they can see a hint of it.
impressive.
Once they see it, it's not as exciting.
Yeah.
But no, I was thinking that. Have you seen the other guys
It's been a bit.
when he's like, Alan's got his apps. She's like, tell him about your apps, and he's like, had an app called Faceback. You take a picture of anybody's face, it'll tell you what the back of their head looks like. Got some horrible reviews coming out of the gate.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, Drew, happy you're here. We got a little.
Here, right before we do that, just for the pod listeners, we do have a live going on if you hear the callback to that. I just wanted to clear that up. What do you have for us over there in the candy department? Because I'm pretty excited about this one. Drew does not know what this is.
So we got a little sour punch pickle roulette. I can't take total credit for this. This was a gift from Jesse and Ethan.
Yes.
So it says sour punch pickle roulette. Taste to test your odds. I don't know why that was like tripping me up. That grammar doesn't seem right. Pickle flavored straws hidden in every pack. So you play roulette, you could either get an apple flavor, a lemon lime, a watermelon, or a pickle.
Okay.
So we're all going to grab a straw.
Yeah.
I guess
Do a
they're just
little taste
random. Like
test.
it's not like there's one. There's not just one in the whole pack. I think there
They're
could
all
be
green.
multiple, but they are all green, so you don't know what you're gonna get.
Fellas. Just grab
That's
one.
what
You
we
probably
do
don't.
here.
Probably not going to. No smelling.
They're not going to bite you.
No smelling. He went with a shorty. I'll do it as
Did
well.
I get a short one? No.
Mine's average.
Maybe they're just
Okay.
further down in the pack.
Okay,
How do we
Whole
do
thing?
we're shoving whole thing.
Okay.
Wait, let me get a better grip here.
Make sure the live gets a good view of this
All
too.
right, here we go. Who's watching over here? Okay, cheers.
Got one person.
Bro. Okay.
Did you get pickle?
That was pickle and that was fire, dude.
I think mine's just apple.
Man, I just like pickles too much.
I just got green apple.
Am I an idiot or is that harder than you think? Being like, there was a moment there where I was like, I thought it could be any of the three flavors.
That's what I don't like about
I
stuff.
kind of have to get a pickle now. Whoa.
He said, that's what I don't like about stuff like that. Loki hates this segment. You want another one?
Yeah. Kaylee says pickles on top.
Pickles on top.
On top of
That's pickle.
on top of what?
The pickle one's good, dude.
What are pickles on top of?
I'm not gonna lie.
It's good.
It really does taste like pickles. I don't know. It's not good.
Is this another pickle?
That's watermelon.
Dude, it's not bad.
I can't tell a difference.
The ASMR community is going to love this one.
That's right. He's looking like this.
Yeah, I think
on the mic, dude. Dude, it's not bad, but it's like that's not great. The gummy. Have you got a pickle one yet?
no.
Do you want to try another
Do
one?
you have to keep going until you get?
Like our guest.
I thought like the
Eat the
roulette
whole
part of it was like, hey, yeah, you're done.
I'm gonna eat
No,
the
I'm-
whole thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The pickle one was good. I can
Kind of a
eat
wild
pickle
take.
almost anything. I feel like.
What did you say?
everything else strong. There
What?
to go. Everything else.
We're gonna need to tighten up the literacy on the
They're
comments.
they're on. I guess pickles are on top of everything else.
Oh, she's saying pickles are on.
Like they're better,
Like
or
as a-
pickles on top of things are the best.
I think it could be. It could be both.
Okay,
I would imagine it's both. I had a really bad pickle experience.
and we all.
What did you say?
This was my only
on.
bad one.
We were on. I was on my honeymoon, and when you go to the beach,
Took me a second to get there.
at 10 a.m. or
Bring a
whatever,
drink
you
of water.
spend the entire day at the beach, and then you go eat dinner with the old folks at like 4:30, 5 o'clock every night.
Because you're jet lagged.
We were outside. We go to this restaurant and we get fried pickles.
Yep.
And typically fried pickles pretty good, but when you wolf them all down, like at one point you have all that grease and you have all that pickle juice.
Yep.
And then I had like the worst stomach ache, and it was a Sunday afternoon, and I can just remember like being very uncomfortable walking through like that strip mall trying to find a restroom.
Yeah.
So anytime fried pickles comes up at a restaurant, the in-laws love to be like, "Hey, they've got fried pickles, Drew. You want some of those?" And I'm like,
I've never had a bad fried pickle. I feel like that's the easiest thing to make.
and
good.
they weren't bad.
Just-
It's not they were bad.
they
I
hit
just
you
ate
later.
so many of them
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I wore myself
We've
out.
talked about this on the pod. That reminds me. Do you ever have like triggers for just like stomach issues? Not even issues, just like you
are we
walk
getting into?
you walk into Barnes and Noble and you gotta go, and you don't know why.
For me, it used to be the start of like fall. Weather-wise, would
Season?
always
No, I'm talking about.
no. I'm telling you, weather-wise, for me growing up, it would always just be a trigger. Like my stomach couldn't handle the change from being warm to being like cooler.
Oh,
So it's gone now.
so
but
just like for all of fall, you would have.
for kind of the beginning, it was a bad time.
Man,
I don't know why. But no, there's no like I walk
relate.
in somewhere and just get the nervous.
Yeah, that's
peeps.
only you. That. Here's a weird thing. I don't even think it's. I don't even think it's.
we
No,
talk
chill.
about
chill.
it,
I don't
and
even
then we
think it's.
have a guest on the pod. He turns on me, dude.
See, that's not true because I would say this even if it was just us. It's not a nervous poop. Your brain just triggers. It just fires
Yeah,
when
I'm
you
not
walk into a
nervous
Barnes and Noble.
about the books or whatever.
Is it the books or is it
Barnes
just like
and Noble.
Is it a
that
good-
what your example was?
Maybe
a
it's
good
the
spot?
excitement of going back to the Lego aisle.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
know.
the only reason. How many stores right now could you name off that have a Lego aisle but aren't directly a toy store?
I don't know. Probably a lot.
Well, I didn't ask for
That have
a
a
lot.
Lego
I
aisle
asked for
that
how
aren't
many.
a toy store.
Yeah,
I mean, like
Right now.
Kroger's got a Lego aisle.
go,
Target.
Go.
Is that a toy store? Barnes and Noble.
go,
Best Buy.
go.
Probably all of them, but those are the ones that I would know. The Lego store.
Best Buy has a Lego aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't get this pickle flavor out of my mouth.
Did you actually not think it was good? Have another one, Drew.
I like pickles. I just don't like the gummy texture with the pickle taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sugar was a lot on it, but I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was apple, and then I was like, no, I think that's
I
pickle.
don't know how you could think that was apple.
I don't know either. I'm broken.
Well, and that's kind of the thing with those
I'm gonna try another.
the jelly beans, right? Father-in-law's a big fan of like the jelly beans.
Yeah, we were talking about those right before this.
like what flavor is it? And you're like,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, it's yellow, so it's either
Lemon. or-
popcorn or urine, and you're like,
Oh,
I think it's popcorn, but I'm not sure.
yeah. Yeah, you could tell me.
This is barf or root beer, and you're like, I think they're actually the same thing. So,
Well,
what was that one? Another pickle one?
No, it's not. I'm just trying to get down. This ASMR would be crazy right now.
So, what's happening now?
No, it was
Do
good.
the rest of the episode.
That was a
whisper.
green apple.
Okay. I didn't have
good.
one of those. I think both mine were pickle.
Or the pickle flavor is so strong it just never leaves.
Maybe.
So,
I don't know.
Honestly, that could be true. Anyway,
I eat a lot of pickles, though. Like when we go out to restaurants, I eat a lot of pickles. Do you ever go get sushi, you guys?
no. I mean,
But have you?
yeah.
like the ginger that they put on the plate with the wasabi? Do you like that?
No.
No?
Personally, no.
Okay. I think that's a pretty common answer.
ginger,
I
isn't it
love
supposed
it.
to like cleanse your palate or something?
That's what they say. But I can just eat it like a snack. And we went to a restaurant and like everyone I was there with, even the waitress was like dogging me for it.
That you were eating it?
Yeah, she's like, this is disgusting.
What do you put it on the plate for then?
Well, right. I guess like the Japanese man puts it on the plate, not her.
Yeah, I mean, but it's, you're dogging the restaurant at that
I
point.
think they think it's like an aesthetic thing. Like most people don't eat the wasabi.
Oh, like the little bit of like
little dollop.
lettuce stuff when you get like a burger at a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's like on the side and you're like, I'm
Yeah, nobody's gonna eat
not
that.
really supposed to eat that, but it's there.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't really relate. I don't really go to restaurants that try to make the food look good. I just most of the restaurants that I'm going
Let's dig
to.
in here.
Yeah, where are you going?
Most of the restaurants that I go to, well, I just mean, you know what I mean. They're not the type of restaurants that are going to put an extra leaf on my plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day I'll get there.
Yeah,
When this
not.
podcast takes off,
That's right. That's right.
yeah.
they will. You know what? That is right.
You know what? That's right. I like that idea. But no,
Like and subscribe.
that's right. Like and subscribe. This ep, we wanted to dive into maybe some Thanksgiving talk.
Yeah.
We're around Thanksgiving season for now.
Yeah.
We are
short
starting to get into a little bit of late November here. Do you guys have any thoughts on Thanksgiving?
Well, I'm glad you brought this up. That's part of the reason we invited Drew here today. Drew is sort of the Tri-State's resident expert on the topic. So I think a good way to approach it would be, Drew, you tell us sort of what you've been preaching to our local area, and then we can kind of get into it, maybe see what the chat has to say.
Yeah. First off, shout out Jacob Saltzman.
That's right.
Said, tell Blake to work on his jumper, please.
Yeah. Well, if Jacob would watch all the episodes, one time on Get to Know the Bros, I got very vulnerable and I opened up to justice that I am not good at basketball. And I think everyone on Sunday night saw that.
It's good. It's a great workout, though.
Yeah.
being
It
with the
is.
boys.
I left sweaty.
Yeah.
I never played. This is the thing. Everybody comes up to me and I'm tall and they say,
you don't have to explain yourself, buddy.
fine.
It's okay.
no, I do. I need to say this.
Okay, say it.
Because I'm sick of it. Everyone comes up to me and they see that I'm tall and they say, if every old man, it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
They
You play
come up,
basketball growing up?
did you play ball? And I'm say, hey, I wasn't always 6'5",
Yeah.
right?
But in
middle school?
But in high school, you were.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. I grew a little bit in college.
How
By
much
that
did you
time,
grow
I
in
was in
college?
art school.
How
Yeah.
much did you grow in college?
Probably 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah, you're still up there.
I mean, I might have been tall, but what am I going to... I'm not just going to I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
No, it's fine. It's,
I just think it's
okay.
offensive.
I believe me. Like half of the comments that I get are height related. I'm like, I don't make the reverse height comments.
Well, and then I start trying to play hard. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna be like the defensive guy on my team. And then I got other guys that I play with, not pointing fingers, would just be like, you're fouling me. Stop fouling me.
I didn't say stop. I just said call it. didn't
Yeah, I
say
guess.
stop.
In my mind, I was just like, if it hurt, you would call it.
You're beefing on the court, dude.
But anyways, let's get into
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanks for the comment, Jacob Saltzman. Absolutely derailed us.
Yeah, he didn't like that. If you couldn't tell, did he say something else?
No.
He probably left.
Blake Yeah, Blake, it's okay to be bad at something.
Who says that?
That's the same guy. Yeah.
Dang.
Same.
Maybe if he's still on.
That's actually a good word.
If you are on the live currently, if you want to join, just send a request. We'll get you on, and maybe you can talk with us here on the podcast. So,
That's
like
you
and
will
subscribe.
If you do get this, will also be on the podcast, though. I just want to disclaimer that, and the comments can be absolutely ruthless. So just know what you're signing up for.
Yeah, most of them are targeted at this guy over here.
So I've always had this thought. Well, maybe not always, but around Thanksgiving, I feel like it needs a new PR team. So the holiday seems about as stale as it can possibly be right now. So many things are just built off of just like the simple, like, hey, we do it because it's tradition. Like, why do we eat this? Oh, it's tradition. Why do we do this? It's tradition. And everything down to like, why do we, football is tradition. Like everything just revolves around it being tradition. And there's very little that we have left because I believe that Thanksgiving is a holiday that is during the Christmas season. So it almost gets wrapped up in the Christmas season, right? So a couple of things. Number one, with it needing a new PR team, I took it upon myself to kind of say like, hey, I could maybe we could do something here. Maybe
That's right.
so part of it is I think that Thanksgiving, like I guess the first question is, do they want our help, right? Can we find the turkey and ask if it wants our help? Because a couple things that Thanksgiving is doing that isn't making it better for itself. So like, for instance, people say, hey, Drew, like, what about the Thanksgiving Day parade? Who's the star of the Thanksgiving Day parade?
Anytime one of the big balloons gets dislodged and floats away, they're the star to me.
Whoa.
Okay. But
Something that
doesn't
grabs
happen
my
every year.
attention.
But if there's one person that's
Santa.
the star,
It's Santa.
It's Santa.
I didn't know you were waiting for a
Oh,
response.
I thought this was open-ended.
It wasn't. It wasn't
right.
rhetorical.
That's
It
right.
was-
Santa.
I was kind of looking for
Yeah.
something.
And you don't have to be finished with your opening statement here. My first question though is, who is the current PR team of Thanksgiving?
I'm not sure.
Like, are you talking with them or
No, I don't know. Like
talking
that's
about
why
transition?
that's why I said like, is
Who
there?
do you think should be the star? Like a big turkey?
Yeah, I think the turkey should. I mean, it's at the beginning, but like the Thanksgiving Day parade is like the.
Oh, we're back to.
I thought the parade was
I was talking about the
going
PR
and they were
team.
sending us into the Christmas season.
Correct, but you're sending us in at what? Before we even eat lunch?
Yeah. What?
The day that
You think it needs to be like a midnight parade?
so you have like a
They
12,
send us into Black Friday.
you have like a 12-hour parade or a 12-hour holiday built around this parade that is the unofficial start to the Christmas season.
That's right.
I don't like you are cannibalizing your own day by saying, hey, it's the start of the Christmas season.
So is the bigger issue like where? Well, actually, you haven't even said it. I don't want to.
No, you're
Speak
fine.
for you. Actually,
I
never
think
mind.
my thing is you look at the two holidays that are around it. You have Christmas, the grade A holiday, right? Like it's the
right.
centerpiece, spiritually and calendary around emotionally, physically. So with that, and then you have the fastest growing holiday, I believe, is Halloween on the other side of it.
Fastest growing.
Wow.
Fastest growing.
It's gaining the most popularity.
Gaining the most, has the most momentum without a doubt.
Really?
So I feel like with Sorta brothers,
Maybe
you
one
guys
of
are
us could
sort
just
of the
talk.
same person.
Justice, take it away.
I feel like part of it is Halloween is growing so fast. There's more lawn ornaments. There's more hype around Halloween. You have Halloween lights. There's a lot built around trick or treating. They also have added trunk or treating, to the mix. So there's a lot going on, like in October, that's fueled around Halloween.
So, can we just get very clear? What are you proposing for us here?
So what I'm proposing is that we move Thanksgiving. So based on the feedback that I've been given, people will say, well, what about this or what about that? Like one thing is like, hey, we really love football.
That's right.
And, we love watching mediocre football teams, the same ones, mind you, every year play in these games. So that way I can sit on my uncle's couch, watch these games. And, it also shows that you don't have kids yet, because if you have kids, you're probably bouncing back and forth between watching them or doing something. You're not sitting down watching a whole lot of football if you have multiple kids.
But it's just the vibe of that being on.
Sure.
Right?
Okay. So the vibe of it, right? What if I gave you the best game of the year, right?
We talking Super Bowl?
We're talking Super Bowl. So if we move Thanksgiving to Super Bowl weekend.
February.
So, correct. So you take that and you go,
It's freezing cold.
Super Bowl's on Sunday. Saturday's wide open. We go Thanksgiving on Friday. So now you get Friday off.
Where does the Black Friday go?
Black Friday, it's been gone for years.
That's kind of true.
It's not. It doesn't even really exist anymore.
Right, but it's like it's always November-esque.
Well, then keep it,
It can
November.
stay there.
You don't have to change anything in November.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that you would literally have to move would be like a turkey trot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I
Or
guess.
the Thanksgiving Day race in Cincinnati, one of the oldest races in the continental United States.
What about just when I think Thanksgiving, I think fall colors. I think sometimes it's actually warm here, but it's not freezing cold typically. It's more like colorful fall, like trees and everything. You lose that. February, I think, is the worst month
of the year.
I think we talked about this earlier.
We did.
It is.
I expressed off camera earlier. I expressed that I think February, yes, could possibly be the worst month of the year, and for multiple reasons. And this could obviously, I think what you're saying could help that, but just in general, and I think it's a lot. That has to do with the weather around where we live. Obviously, I think that could change. But like, if you walk outside in February, absolutely nothing you look at is going to lift your spirits.
Especially in the Midwest where we live.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm actually giving you something to look forward to.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
Because what happens after New Year's Day?
Just like
Literally
what now?
nothing until spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, I mean,
you-
you got Valentine's Day.
Right,
You
but
got
that's-
Mama's birthday.
But Valentine's Day is not a national holiday.
If Valentine's Day,
No.
What do you mean?
if
You're not
Valentine's,
getting off of work.
well,
You
Jack,
don't-
clip it.
You don't get off. You don't get off work for Valentine's Day.
if Valentine's Day wasn't my grandma's birthday, I would ban Valentine's Day.
Well, you get you somebody. You know what I mean?
Not even because of that. I literally just mean because
Flimsy rider or whatever in the
Coyote.
chat Coyote might.
flimsy rider. What was that?
I don't know. Trying to think.
But yeah, you're trying hard. No, not even because of that. I just think because the holiday, like we just said, we don't even know what it is. Is it a holiday that we need to be taking off, or is it a holiday?
Are you talking about Valentine's Day?
Yes, the same thing we just talked about.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we need off work.
I think it's in like a bit of a gray area.
Yeah. So I feel like we're placing. I see what you say about like the colors and everything, but it would take some time. Like our kids would be the ones that would eventually benefit from this, because you move it and then you say, okay, well, now with this time of the year, like let's create some new memories around this. Let's create new songs and different things like that. So
That's right.
I think it would be more of a benefit to our kids.
See, you think we should move it because you think it's too good of a holiday to be swallowed up by the Christmas
Correct.
season.
Correct. I like the holiday too much to just see it sit there and suffer. And I feel like right now it's like I don't know from like a plant perspective if this makes sense. but it makes sense in my mind, so I'm going to go with it. If you have 3 plants in one giant pot, and 2 of them are growing, and one of them isn't growing as fast as the other 2, what would you try to do with that third one? You'd probably take it out of that pot and put it in a different one, so that way the resources that are being grabbed from that one, given to the other 2,
This is
get
good.
it out of the way.
I like these analogies, Drew.
Yeah.
Really helps me visualize
Yeah.
it.
I don't know. I thought I was going to come in here with some good arguments, but this guy's been preparing.
So, and here's the kicker, right? So you have Friday, Thanksgiving, right? So we'd move it from a Thursday to a Friday, and then Saturday off, Super Bowl Sunday, and then a lot of people get Black Friday off. We would just give you Super Bowl Monday off. So it's what you've been asking for years. We would just move that floater day.
Yeah.
Who do you talk to actually make this happen?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like with the new,
Is it just Instagram Lives until it takes flight?
Like, who decides that?
I don't even know if it's local government.
Probably Trump.
But I mean, I think, we could go a long way, because I guess here's my thing about, like you said, Instagram Lives until it takes off, talking about like Thanksgiving food. Like I feel like Thanksgiving, it's a good meal, but it's not like the best meal. I feel like it's got a lot of good sides.
Yeah, but turkey is kind of meh.
Turkey's kind of meh. I hate ham.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think
You're not
I
eating
think-
the right ham.
I think that's where I differ, though. I love
You're not
turkey.
eating the right ham.
Honey baked ham.
You put a little brown
Gives
sugar
you
on it.
here
Yes.
You hate it?
thing.
I don't like it.
Just like the texture of the meat.
It's just not I don't know.
What's your favorite meat?
Steaks.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So I just feel like it's once again, it's like, well, why do you have all these things? Well, it's tradition. It's what we always have. So
Yeah.
it's like, what you're just going to mess up tradition just so. I'm like, no, I'm trying to save the holiday. I feel like the holiday is just, it's dying. Like popularity. Like, I mean,
What would you say on like a popularity scale? Where are the other holidays at? You said Halloween is at the top in terms of trending.
St. Patrick's is at the bottom.
What are we looking at, popularity wise?
I mean, I still feel like Thanksgiving is popular, but I feel like I don't know, there needs to be some sort of distinction of like, hey, the Christmas season starts before Thanksgiving. Like I see a lot of reels that says, hey, the turkey tastes the same with the tree up,
That's a good word.
And I feel like
I disagree.
in most cases, like it's okay. Like, how many weeks are in between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year?
It's very late this year, right? 3.
It's only 3. So,
Well, no, it'd be like almost 4, 3.5, right?
right. But it's technically like,
Yeah.
you have the end of that week and then you're popping
okay.
over into.
It is a late Thanksgiving this year, though.
Yeah. So I even gave the off ramp to, why don't you just make it the second Thursday of the month, no matter what? That way you at least give it space this way.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Christmas is already over. Like, then I could go, okay, well, I'm not going to put up my tree, and but then again, there's no Thanksgiving
I don't know what it is now.
decor.
But what is now?
It's the last Thursday of the month.
Oh, okay.
So if you have a 5-week,
But
November,
then
like
it would end
now.
up being like potentially a week and a half from Halloween.
right? But what are you doing for Thanksgiving that makes that you can't go?
Our neighbors
can't-
have a huge turkey blow up in the yard.
Yeah, I saw one of those as I was
Yeah.
driving here. So shout out to the one family that's
I
holding
know.
it down.
I have a question.
The inside of their house is probably Christmas decorations.
That's right.
They also have a giant Santa next to the turkey.
I have a question. If Trump
Yeah.
right now
Yeah.
decided to move Thanksgiving, would we still have the Thanksgiving Day parade and that whole problem? Is that a second problem, or is this the same problem?
You just think we need to kick Santa out of the end of the parade.
That's what I'm asking. Is
So
is that a separate problem?
No, because I think you could still do that during the fall season, and you would just call it the Macy's Fall Festival Parade, right? Or just the Macy's Parade. And whenever in November you wanted to kick off the holiday season, there you go. Now I get, going holiday, but like you even take New Year's Day that's so like backed right into, the Christmas season. Like everything is just so quick.
Yeah.
And then you just have this break, from from January 2nd until you get to, spring break. So,
Yeah.
Well, we can try to make this happen. Maybe if this episode gets a lot of traction, we can get a petition or something signed.
yeah. I mean, I'm open to ideas.
Yeah.
But the worst idea that I get is, just leave your decorations down until it's over. But I love Christmas too much. And I have too many playlists and movies that I have to watch multiple times. Mm-hmm. There's too many things that go on for me to take that and just shorten it.
I get it.
Me personally, like there's too many memories, from years past and, memories you're trying to make now.
What's the best argument you've got where you've been like, maybe we should leave it?
I don't think I've heard a compelling enough reason that makes me think, well, maybe we shouldn't move it.
Ooh.
Wow.
More of just like, hey, it is where it is. And, I think when people tell me, I think you should just, leave it. And I'm like, I want to hear something where I think like, oh, okay, well, maybe let's keep it where it is. Mm-hmm. That's why I said, like, from the beginning of the argument, I want to know what the turkey thinks, right? What does Thanksgiving think? If Thanksgiving is okay being a holiday that occurs during the Christmas season, and it's fine with just being a part of the holiday season, which is Christmas, then that's fine. If it doesn't want our help, I don't want to help it. Mm-hmm. But if it does, like we've got options.
I'm sure it does. It's having its parade ruined by that man.
But that's the thing. It's like part of, it's like, well, what about the Thanksgiving Day parade? It's like, it's about Santa Claus. People watch the thing until the end so they can see him. They don't, they're like, oh, shoot, I missed the turkey at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Now it's ruined.
Is it even a real turkey?
No, it's just
it's the huge
it's
one.
the big float.
Yeah.
That's coming through. So I don't know. I've never watched the Thanksgiving Day parade and be like, oh man, I missed the beginning of it. Let me rewind it.
Isn't
and
it
start
weird
it over.
that the turkey is I don't know. It's weird that the turkey's the mascot. It would be like if we ate Santa for Christmas every year.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Walk me through that one.
I mean, sometimes I did.
Like we just love.
I get a.
We
big old
just
chocolate
love the
Santa.
turkey as this mascot, and then everybody sits down and we eat turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's cannibalism. I think with the chocolate, you can get there.
The chocolate.
Yeah. Every year at my parents' house, we used to always get, when we were growing up, we used to always get these chocolate Santas in our stockings. We are basically eating the mascot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, to your point, like holidays are almost exclusively created to just serve people's wants and needs. Even Christmas. It's about Jesus, but we've made it.
Well, and I think the reason why
it's all about us getting gifts.
The reason why Christmas is what it is because you've got two parties involved in it, right? You have the Christians, and then you have like the rest of everybody else that props it up. So Thanksgiving, it's like, well, it's a good time with family and friends and football, and it's like, yeah, but what if I told you didn't have to watch the Bears versus the Lions, and you could watch the
Hey, don't bash on the Lions.
We are getting a Christmas Day game this year.
Lions are pretty good this year.
Right, but they're there's been in the last 7 years, there's been games where they haven't been good on Thanksgiving. But what if I told you instead of getting those two teams or getting a 3-8 Dallas Cowboy team, you could watch in just, a couple of days after Thanksgiving, you could watch the best game of the year.
Would anyone want to go to the Super Bowl when it's that close to a holiday and they'd want to be home with family?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think
Do
that's
they go
a
to the
problem.
Thanksgiving Day games in droves anyway as part of the Thanksgiving
You're right.
tradition?
You're right. It's a bad argument.
No,
No, but they dress
My
up. just
point
like
was
they
that
do
these
now.
holidays are meant to serve us anyways. So if you want to move it, I think it's all about
yeah.
what you want. So
Like I said, I'm open to ideas.
Drew, thanks for getting us into this Thanksgiving talk.
You're welcome.
Thanks for
actually
sharing
also-
your arguments.
It's actually also all about what you want, not just what
And
he
you.
wants.
I think in honor of Thanksgiving, we should get into some of the things that make Thanksgiving our favorite.
Let's get into it.
Or not, but some of our favorite things about Thanksgiving. All right.
I like it.
We're going to do a little Thanksgiving Mount Rushmore. So we talked about a little bit different format since there's 3 of us here. Mm-hmm. There's usually 3 with Megan, but we do it different ways. So we're going to do snake draft style. I can start unless Justice wants to rock, paper, scissors for it.
You can go ahead and start.
All right.
So we're going to go this way.
How broad? First of all, how broad are we?
Anything
Anything you want.
about Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Could be the color orange.
Could be.
So I'll start.
Okay.
The way this will go, we'll each have 4 picks. We'll go down the line, then Drew will get to go twice, and then it'll come back.
Wait, I have a pick I want. Let's rock, paper, scissors this. We've never not rock, paper, scissors this.
He already gave it to me.
Let's rock, paper, scissors.
It's like
We've
a
never done
gimme.
it.
It's like a
We've never
gimme
not
play.
done
You
it.
already gave it to me.
Here we go.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Go ahead.
Let's go.
So does that mean I go second? Or
I don't
do
know.
still
The
go
guy in the
third?
middle is going first. It doesn't make any sense.
Drew. Oh, it doesn't make any sense. It'll be the exact same thing. All right, Drew. Or actually, I don't know. It's up to you guys. Do you want Drew to go first, or do you want him to go first?
Go
What?
first, Justice. You just won the honor.
Or sorry, I meant like second. I meant second.
Oh. It doesn't matter to
Okay,
me.
I'll just go. I'm gonna take football.
Yeah.
It's the easy choice, but it's also
Probably
probably the
scared
thing
of looking like an idiot on the pod. He just
look to
steals
him.
it.
What's that? It's what I look forward to, or one of the biggest things I look forward to. But yeah, I think football's a big one.
Okay.
Even though Drew just slammed it for being awful games on Thanksgiving.
I still enjoy
But
it.
like you said, I do agree with the vibe piece of it. Like even though anytime I go to Tennessee, I'm not watching football.
Yeah,
But
I got you.
now their Thanksgiving starts super early in Tennessee where I go. So we actually do get to watch the later games if we stay at someone's house. So there's a little redemptive quality there. But
Yeah.
great pick for the number 1 pick. My number 1 pick, I am going to go with the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Oh, very nice.
Because-
after
yeah.
all that crap, we just dumped on it.
Not
Hey, you keep telling him he's dumping crap on everything. He was never dumping crap on anything. He's just saying it could be better.
That's right.
well. Here's the thing about the
You can't
Thanksgiving
disagree with us
the
now.
Thanksgiving Day Parade. It's what you get is the Thanksgiving. So you get the good parts of Thanksgiving, which one of the most memorable parts is the parade, and you also get Santa Claus. So suck it.
Suck it. All right, I get to go twice now, right?
Blake has too many that's rights in this episode.
Episode title. That's right.
That's right.
I'm going to go, just to set the stage on what Thanksgiving, we wouldn't be here without it. I'm going to go with the Mayflower.
Oh, shout out.
All right.
Yeah.
Good pilgrimage over on that thing. Well built. And we wouldn't have what we have today without it.
So you were taking the boat, the ship, right?
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
Pilgrims is still on the table.
I feel like it's
Okay.
a bit of a weak pick. I don't.
Can I take Pilgrims and boat?
No, you cannot.
You can take them with your second pick.
Maybe
Yeah.
I should have taken Pilgrims.
Yeah.
There's better picks than the Pilgrims because if it was just the Pilgrims, they would have had to swim here, and that wouldn't have
No,
worked.
because they could have made it another way.
How?
Eventually.
Waiting on a plane to be invented?
Yeah.
No.
Well, then,
Without any pilgrims, all you have is wood.
If they would have waited on planes, the Native Americans would have been too powerful by that point.
Too powerful?
They wouldn't have been able to conquer the land.
Too powerful.
They wouldn't have wanted to have dinner with them.
You think when they came over with the planes, the Indians would be more advanced?
This guy's calling them Indians. They were Native Americans.
Native Americans.
Shout out.
I'm going to go on to my second pick.
Do it.
Go for it.
Let me actually figure it out because I got to come out hot here because I'm not going to get another pick for a minute.
Well, you could take pilgrims.
I don't have them anywhere on mine.
No, my number 2 is going to legit be one of my favorite things about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably what it should be.
Tee it up.
And that's a good post-meal nap.
Wow. That was on my list. That was on my list.
Yep.
That's good.
Nothing like it. I don't ever take naps, but I don't know
That
if
is
there's
false.
like
You
a
took a nap today. When I walked in
No,
the
I didn't.
house,
I
you were napping.
rested my eyes for like 5 minutes.
Hey, resting your eyes is the craziest thing, dude.
You can't close your eyes without it being a nap?
Dude, I walked in, and for maybe 15 to 20 minutes, you were resting your eyes.
I was. My eyes are tired, dude.
So what's the balance between resting your eyes and a nap?
At what point
What's
do you
the
fall
difference
asleep?
between praying and a nap?
Oh boy. Okay. So I'm
Back
up.
to Drew.
I am going to take the 4-day weekend because if you're sitting on Thanksgiving, you're looking both ways. You've got days off, so I'm
right.
gonna take the 4-day weekend you get.
Sorry?
I like that.
And I mean, this like 4-day weekend for most of us. But like obviously, if you're a school teacher in school, it's a 5-day. So
Wow. Shout out to school teachers.
what up, girl?
Justice, what's your second pick?
I'm going to go with the pick that I think a lot of people want to hear right now, and that's family. We're very grateful. I think our family is pretty close.
You do a podcast
Like,
together.
Relationship wise, but I also think just like a lot
Physically.
of people have their family kind of scattered throughout the country. We are all very, very close by. So we see our family a lot, but I do enjoy just hanging out with even more of the fam.
Yep.
Not just the intermediate. So
Yep.
always fun. Wouldn't be the same without them.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
Who's your favorite family member?
well, I'm talking about like, the people that we don't always see every day, like you. I see you every freaking day.
Dodging
well,
the question.
At my house. Like, who's your favorite brother-in-law?
So many I
There's 2.
It's hard to choose.
can't choose, but
You want to do a coin flip?
I mean, it would be the same as me answering.
All right. Drew. Is it Drew now?
Nope. He raps. He gets the rap.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's true. I do get the rap.
You do get the rap.
So this is pick 3.
This
3.
is pick 3.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to do something. This might be a little. We've been giving very broad answers, I think. I'm going to give something a little more specific.
Yeah, the parade's very broad.
I'm going to give. Well,
Come on.
I can do it. Okay. I'm going to give specific Thanksgiving rolls. Drew knows what I'm talking about here.
Big roll guy.
I love the rolls, but here's the thing. When we, off camera, we were talking about, remind me of the name of those rolls.
Sister Schubert.
Yes, those rolls are amazing. But I actually am not just tailored specifically. I don't have to have those rolls. I'm just a huge roll guy in general.
So you're just taking rolls.
I'm just taking rolls. Those rolls might be number one. Like they're up there. But I think I'm just taking rolls in general because when we go to the other side of the family for Thanksgiving, for dinner, they have some more bigger, got some beefier rolls,
Yeah,
a little
thick.
thicker boys there. So, and I still love them. And
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is great with them. So I'm going to take rolls.
My my dad's mom always. I think that she started my love for rolls, right? Because it was one of those things where every time we'd go for like a special occasion, it's like, man, I can't wait to go over there and eat rolls. Like that was always the main thing. So one of the pandemic years, I made some homemade rolls, and they weren't like quite there, but Sister Schubert's up there, Rhodes, they have a good roll, and then if you can make them yourself.
Homemade. Yeah, nothing like
Texas
homemade.
Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse, man.
Get those year round.
Nothing like a homemade
that's
roll.
Cinnamon butter.
All right. So pick number 3 for me. I am going to go. Yeah,
I know it.
I'm going to go with leftovers.
Oh, leftovers.
That's a solid pick.
That's a good pick. Leftovers that you eat the same day. No
Right.
other time does that really happen.
That, I mean, and I think that depending on the house you go to, you've got like potato pancakes you
Whoa.
can take.
Yeah.
And then
it's true.
there's the if you're talking about bread and you're talking about carbs, it's like, well, maybe start bringing over a little like French loaf, to the house. That way you can go, okay, I'm already ready for that 6 o'clock sandwich I'm going to have.
Yes.
So that's another reel that I saw where it's like, what are you bringing to Thanksgiving? And like the guy's just standing there and he's got like 2 boxes of like Tupperware. And he's
All
just
leftovers.
He's like this. And it's like, I'm bringing me and the boys. So bringing Tupperware and an appetite. So
Yeah.
That's right.
pick 3 leftovers.
Okay, I go 3 and 4 back to back here, right?
You do.
Okay. Number 3 is going to sound oddly specific, but it's based on memories that I have. My number 3 pick for Thanksgiving is going to be when you're getting your turkey ready and you shove your hand up in it and you kind of like make it dance around.
Really?
I can't relate. I don't know if you're saying
You've never
this.
pulled the stuff out of the turkey? No. We used to always.
No.
You've never cooked a turkey?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
No, I've never.
You like pull the stuff out, maybe you dress the inside of the turkey.
Sure.
And then I just have memories of like with my mom and sister, we would always like pull the stuff out of the turkey, and then you got this naked looking turkey standing there, and you would always like
Okay.
make it dance and look goofy.
I feel like you could have drafted that at any point.
I bought my father-in-law this nice sweatshirt, like a nice sweatshirt like that for his birthday, and then he let Justice wear it, and I just watched Justice sneeze into it.
Dang, dude. I'm sorry.
So,
But yeah, that's hand in turkey.
and turkey.
Yeah, I just. Are you being real with me right now?
I didn't have that on my draft board.
It's a good memory.
Okay.
What do you mean?
We need you to take this seriously. So.
Okay. All right. You wouldn't even answer who your favorite brother-in-law was, and we all know what the answer is. So who's not taking it serious? Okay. And then pick number 4. I'm going to reel it back in.
To like a more serious note.
And I'm just going to go with a good bonfire. Are you going to grade these later, Drew?
I might.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, bonfire is great. I've never had one on Thanksgiving, but that's just me.
Well, thank you for sharing. All right. Pick 4.
I've got 2 of them that I'm eyeballing here. I don't know which way I want to go. I guess, I mean, I'll throw one out, and then I'll have one as an honorable mention because I don't know if it's going to get picked. But I do have some fond memories of this. So for pick number 4, I'm going to go with turkey trots.
Little race.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah. So you want to eat as much as you want, go run a 10K in the morning and, go ahead and set those calories off.
That's right. Makes you
Yeah.
feel good. I like that pick. Are you doing one this year?
No, I mean, and that's the part that kind of digs into the family side of things where like the Thanksgiving Day race starts so late, but there's nothing like, when it was like easily done. There's nothing like showing up to your family's Thanksgiving with your race shirt on. Be like,
Yeah. I'm
You
better
know.
than you.
what?
I'm
What'd
better
you do
than
this morning?
Yeah.
Sleep in until, till 10:30 and then come in here?
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
And then your mom's like, actually, I've been cooking for days.
Exactly.
While you were out running with your friends.
Yeah. The other piece is like the day that connects to Thanksgiving, the biggest party night of the year, the night before Thanksgiving. So you're either doing that or you're doing a turkey trot. And if you can do both of those, shout out.
Shout out.
That's a solid pick. I think so. This is my final pick.
It is.
Right. For my final pick, I think I'm going to go something that also occurs in the morning for me, which is I have some good memories of waking up and basically, this is going to sound weird, starving myself in the morning to prepare for Thanksgiving. Reason why it's a pick is because I'm a huge breakfast guy. I eat a lot, especially like if I have the time. Obviously, some days might not have the time, but when I do have the time, I eat a good amount of food for breakfast. And so it's especially hard for me to not eat. But when you get to that meal, it just makes it so much better.
So you're eating nothing.
I'll wake up, drink some water. Maybe if I'm weak that year, I'll have like a granola bar. But
What time are you eating Thanksgiving?
so that's something else. So our family has always had a big Thanksgiving meal for lunch.
Yeah.
And then we go to the other side of the family for dinner.
Okay.
Which that's also another thing. I can't really handle the back-to-back Thanksgiving. And maybe that's just on me. Maybe that's on me for not pacing myself.
Could be.
But I also heard...
But you don't want to offend mammal number 2.
Exactly. I don't. And I still eat. But here's the thing. I heard from one of my buddies that they eat Thanksgiving for lunch and then they just get pizza for their dinner.
It's a heavy day.
That is a heavy day, a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
But that sounds good to me.
I'm typically we're in potentially a more difficult situation because we have the same lunch with you and then my family does 2:00. So by the time we finish eating with you guys, I'm heading over there. People are like in the middle of eating / wrapping up eating, and I feel like I got to catch the tail end to get some of the stuff that my family made.
Really?
So I'm almost eating like back to back, and then we do leftovers at my parents'. But the leftovers on Thanksgiving for me are typically like, I'm not going so heavy. It's like some meat and some like broccoli salad or whatever. Like something a little bit more chill.
Yeah.
But no. What was your pick?
Not eating.
Not eating.
Oh, okay. That's the best part. That's good.
Well, I think the better would I guess the better way to say it is,
I wrote down not eating. So.
I mean, yeah, I guess if that's what's locked in, that's what's locked
My,
in. But I would say it's the not eating into getting to the meal. Like it's like
that.
the moment you are like, okay, I can feast now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the turkey trot pick though, because that reminds me, I'll have the last couple years around holidays, 1 year specifically on Thanksgiving, I know we had to be there at like noon and I got up at like 9 and would hit a workout. And it's like the best feeling when you're like, I know I'm just about to have nothing to do today except eat and hang and I'm just getting a workout. That's the best time to do it.
Drew, I'd like to ask you, if you had to grade these 3 rosters right now, first of all, how are you grading them, and who comes in last and who comes in first?
Yeah, he's obviously asking this because I set my hand in a turkey.
Well,
which you guys don't get. You've never done that to a
no,
turkey.
I mean, there's nothing like memories, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could all name something from something we've done in the past. So that's a memory. So I get it. Blake, I feel like you were number 2 pick, the post-meal nap. I had that number 3 on my list. Football, I had number 1. Family, I think that's a heady play.
That's a family pick.
But it's not for everybody.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it just like if
In the spirit of inclusivity.
correct, right? If you want to grade that, like it's still it's a strong pick. Rolls, I love those, but then you lost me with your fourth pick.
Okay.
With not eating because that's just called intermittent fasting, and I do that every day, so no big deal.
Wow.
This guy's a tank.
So, I mean, if I were to go like A, B, C, D, F, Justice, I would probably give yours a solid. Shoot, football's good. Family, I'd go B plus.
Okay.
Family's kind of like saying, like, my favorite part of Thanksgiving is like sitting in my big house, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh wow.
You say
It's
yeah
like
to that?
it's like
You're so
nice for
blessed.
you, but not everybody gets to do that.
Yeah.
right.
That's literally what you do.
Wait, what?
And then Mayflower. That's
Mayflowers might be the worst
that's
pick on the board.
That's the worst number one pick of all
Might
time.
be the worst pick on the board. Bro tried to come out with a comedic pick.
I know. And
We're
he's
here
like,
serious. We're talking about serious stuff.
and then no, yeah. It's like,
I was going more crucial to the holiday.
okay. Yeah, I mean, without them,
No, without the Pilgrims.
Yeah.
If we only had the Mayflower, we would
Dude,
not have
if we
the
didn't
holiday.
have the Mayflower, the Pilgrims would still be swimming.
yeah.
We may still have the holiday because we would have heard about it.
Post meal nap is super strong.
Thank you.
Hand in the turkey, that's a memory. But once again,
No one
just like
gets it.
family,
Not
like,
everybody
it's-
gets to put their hand in that.
right. Not everybody gets it. So
I would say most people, or more people, have family than hand in a turkey.
I've never. Yeah, that's true. I've never had a bonfire on Thanksgiving.
Me either. Yep.
Although it doesn't sound like a bad idea.
It doesn't, and it's
It
nice.
doesn't sound like a bad idea. But the part that you lost me with, it still gets dark at like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Okay.
So,
But do you need it to be daylight for a bonfire?
no, but it's kind of nice to start a bonfire with a little bit of light. I mean, I get it. C plus.
I'm sorry, the Mayflower, you can't expect higher than a C plus with that.
How are you
think-
grading your own list here, Drew?
Number one pick.
Parade. I mean, the reason, 4-day weekend, leftovers, turkey trots. A.
Okay.
I feel really good about my list.
That's good. I
I-
feel great about my list.
Good.
No, okay. I think it's great that we all feel great about all of our lists.
There's a couple I might would take back.
Let me give you my honorable mention.
Okay.
Because this is one thing that I think has to be answered. Just like, one of the like, well, what do you do on Thanksgiving? Like, do you go to one family's house and then like, how do you split time when, like you said, like all of our families here, like it's great, but it's like, how do you split time? When you are, when you have another family. So my honorable mention was that side of the family's house that you go to that no one's dressing up, right? So there's some, like, my sisters will do it on occasion where it's like, it's just us. Like, why are you dressing up?
Yeah.
Not that I think that everyone should wear like sweatpants and
Yeah,
t-shirts, but like we don't have to go, like, you don't have to wear a sweater
Yeah, yeah.
and your nicer shoes, or like, it's just us.
Yeah, you
So,
look bad, sis.
Yeah. So I think that it's like we're getting ready to like eat a lot.
Yeah, wear your stretchy pants.
Yeah. Like, come prepared.
Yeah.
Like, it's like if you went to the gym and you had dress shoes on. It's like, bro, like, you know why we're here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that's why I kind of left that off to the side and went with turkey trot. But
I feel like I hear you, but that doesn't resonate as much with me because, as Justice knows, I'm kind of always in a state of comfort.
yeah,
Especially on holidays. I'm not really trying to impress at the family, but yeah, I get it.
yeah. So that was my honorable mention. In terms of Thanksgiving, so you said you go over. So whose house is, when y'all are together? Whose house is that at?
Concerts.
Copser's house.
Now it's the Copsters, yeah. Used
So-
to be our grandma.
So when you go over there, are you guys
No,
going?
that was Christmas Eve, right?
Thanksgiving was as well.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
So when you get there, what time do you get there?
I think like noonish.
Noon. So you're there for 2 hours and then you dip?
Or not. It's just because
We're probably a little late to my family, so
His
it's probably
family.
more 2.5 hours,
Okay.
something like that.
we're there. Our day is
All.
noon to 4. Or sorry, noon to 4:30.
Because the copsters leave too. They got other plans after they host, typically.
Noon.
Wow.
Ours is noon to 4:30.
Yeah.
Then we leave. It's a 50-minute drive to my grandma's house. And then we get there 5:30, 5:45.
Yeah.
Stay there till 9. Come home.
You're not doing that this year, though.
What does
Are we not?
We're doing it with them on Friday at your parents' house.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so this kind of
Wow, this is going to be a different Thanksgiving for me.
that's right.
I might have sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
When he was talking about Thanksgiving leftovers,
Yeah.
I've never had leftovers on Thanksgiving. Maybe I'll have them this year. So we don't have dinner plans.
So this digs into the Christmas
It's got me a little excited.
Christmas Thanksgiving argument a little bit. What does your day look like for Christmas?
Ours has always been a little chaotic feeling. It's all in comparison to
Holy ASMR. I gotta hear that from here.
my sister and brother-in-law. His family lives out of town, so it kind of stinks if you want to see your family, but it's kind of nice if you don't want.
Watch your mouth. That was my pick.
What was
Family.
your pick? Oh,
Family.
Vin Diesel over here.
so they get to. I'm always thumping. They
Turn your back on him.
so they just get to go to my family and stay because they do Christmas with him another day, right? So their whole day is kind of freed up to be with my family. Versus we got to split our time because both of our families are local.
Yeah.
So typically, we alternate years in terms of who gets Christmas morning. So like this year, I think it's my family. So
Gets Christmas morning.
yep. So and then we go to the other family in the afternoon. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So now that we have a kid, we used to like spend the night and wake up with them. Now that we have a kid, we stay home. We wake up, drink our coffee, open presents with our little family, and then like pretty early in the morning, maybe like 9, we'll go over to my parents or whoever's year it is, do gifts, hang out, and then in the afternoon we go to the other side.
Gotcha. Well, and the reason why I said it, and I think you guys probably fall into this category is, oh wait, so we're gonna do Thanksgiving with people and then turn around 3 weeks later and literally hang out with the same people in kind of the same scenarios, just with a different color shirt on.
Wow.
Right? Instead of wearing a red shirt, for Christmas, we're wearing an orange shirt for Thanksgiving. Just a different shade of red instead of being,
Instead of food,
plum
it's
red.
gifts.
Right.
Still food though. Like these points you're making are
And I know
strong.
that there's some people it's like, no, it's a completely different, group of people or
You're again arguing to push it into February.
right, just because it's like you could space that out a little bit, right? Like
nice.
you don't have to
Or what if we just start
It's a little top-heavy
bringing
right now.
like
correct.
gifts into more holidays?
that,
Gifts for 4th of July.
that would be the best thing that would happen to some of those holidays.
for the economy.
Or like a big meal. I guess 4th of July, you cook out. That's a good one.
Yeah. So we had this conversation on my Instagram live, Thanksgiving sides. So is macaroni and cheese a Thanksgiving side?
Yeah.
I would say it is. Are you saying it's not?
I feel like there's a strong community, and I understand. I understand their questioning. It's a 365 dish.
It is.
Oh, I thought you were asking if it was a side dish, not a specific to Thanksgiving side.
Well,
So
You're
is
asking if it's a side that is specific to Thanksgiving, like
is it
stuffing.
a side that you would have on Thanksgiving?
Yes, we do.
it is a side that I would have on Thanksgiving. It's definitely not a specific
I have
Thanksgiving only
green
side.
beans too.
Right. So like I think with green beans is I think do you always have a green bean casserole? Like is
No,
it
we have straight up green beans for Thanksgiving.
yeah. So I see where like this person's coming from with their comment of like, green mac and cheese isn't a Thanksgiving food.
Yeah.
Because it's you would say like stuffing or dressing, like those are Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but why is that? It's so good. Like, why do we only
Which
do
is
it?
kind of the part of like, hey, if Thanksgiving is so good and the meal is so good, why don't we have it more than once?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if it's
So,
hard to make or-
and part of like, I think part of the rub is ham and turkey are so divisive, right? There a lot of people's like, turkey's dry, I don't like it. It's like, well, who's making your turkey, right? So people's like, so I think even at its best, like turkey and ham are still kind of lower on the like a 1 to 10 scale.
Maybe we should just start having steaks for Thanksgiving.
So that's the other kicker,
That would be
right?
insane.
So Thanksgiving meal, obviously it's the traditional meal, right? Yeah. What are you guys doing for Christmas meal?
Steaks. We do steaks a lot.
See, that'd be nice. We do ham. Why?
Exactly.
Why do we do ham?
Oh,
You know what would be nice? What if we did
Tony?
like a steak and eggs type of deal?
oh, I like steak and eggs.
So we are on the same boat at the Knots because
Mayflower.
Christmas Eve, we typically do like my parents' house. Christmas Eve, it's kind of like a floater. It's almost like an off day. And then Christmas Day, it's with the Knots. So a lot of times, there could be like a prime rib or something that we would smoke. A lot of like, you could do different things for lunch, but traditionally their Christmas dinner is steaks, twice baked potatoes, bread, like kind of the
Dude.
the fancier like birthday meal for
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of the adults that pick it. So like there's mashed potatoes or something. It's very like, all right, like we're done with the Thanksgiving food. So
I'm basically just missing out here. Both of you guys have steak for Christmas. And I just have basically the same meal as Thanksgiving, except everything is not in casserole form.
correct. Yeah. So and it really challenges you to kind of think and maybe have some conversations, because if you were going to have tough conversations, why not have them at Thanksgiving? That's where all the best arguments happen anyway. I mean, we just had an election.
That's right.
You don't think that people are going to go to their family's house and be happy or sad. One side of the family is going to be super happy, the other one's going to be sad, or vice versa. And
We got some.
I mean, there's going to be some
stuff.
tough conversations. Might as well go ahead and throw in like, hey, while we're at it, like, do you think like this year for Christmas we could, change the menu up a little bit?
You know what? You're encouraging me a lot right now, Drew. I think
They're just like, Trump's a pig. And you're like, yeah. And speaking of pigs, I'm tired of eating them.
yes.
Tired
Can we switch?
of this meal? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm back in Tennessee.
I think that's a valid point. I actually might bring that up. I don't think I have the authority to do it.
Certainly not.
But anyone can make some waves, right?
Right.
Just like you're trying to do with Thanksgiving. So
It only
Just takes a spark.
It just takes a spark to start a fire.
just takes a spark to start a wave.
That's right.
we light this fire, we'll burn this whole place to the ground. Well, cool. Well, I think that's good on the Thanksgiving talk, Drew. I think we've done this before with our guest. Would you like to ask us a get to know the bros question today? Do you have anything locked and loaded?
Wow.
I know this is on the spot.
Off the dome.
Okay.
We don't have our producer here today. She typically provides us with that. I think I have a mustache here going into my nose, so pardon me.
That's true. We're missing Megan today, for anyone wondering.
But so yeah, do you have anything that comes to mind? Or
I mean, since we're talking memories,
yeah,
the hand in the turkey, right? That got me thinking.
let's go.
Would that be like your grade A Thanksgiving memory, or was that just something that you're like, I'm going to be a little coy with my list? Is there something else along with that, or any other
Just funny,
Thanksgiving-
laughing memories. If I had to pick
So is the question like best memory?
best Thanksgiving memory? Yeah.
can it bleed into? Became a turkey there. What? Can it bleed into Black Friday?
Yeah, Thanksgiving weekend. Go for it.
Yeah, I think my favorite memories are years ago, prior to me or my sister having kids, my parents would host Thanksgiving, and then like extended family would leave. We would all kind of hang out, and then Thanksgiving night we would drive down to Louisville and stay as a family. So we would all stay together in a house, and that night we would all go out Black Friday shopping. Get up the next morning, and just shop around Louisville.
Yeah.
Hang out, get food, buy some stuff, and then kind of spend the weekend there. So it was like a good wrap on the weekend. Like the shopping and stuff was fun, but it was just like got to hang out with family, eat good food,
Yeah.
spend the whole weekend together. So kind of kids put the stop to that because it got it's hard to take like a 1-year-old out shopping until 2 a.m. But yeah, that's probably my favorite.
Yeah. I think for me it'd be before we went to my cousin's house for Thanksgiving, which we do now. We went to my grandma's condo. Now my grandma's condo did not fit the 25 people we would push in there.
Yeah.
But we made it work. And I mean, honestly, just that in general was pretty funny. But I think some of the best memories I have is, so it's a condo, doesn't really have any sort of yard, but the neighbors right next door had a very small lawn in the front yard. And I mean small, like you know what I'm talking about, like very small. When we were younger, we would have some pretty intense football pickup games out there. And I mean, it was just the normal dynamic. You got like the older cousins that are tackling the younger ones, always hurting something.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be crying at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's competitive. Everyone's laughing. Some people are crying. Then we just all go in and eat a bunch of food and take naps on the floor. So, sorry, that was kind of a lot, but main memory is the football in the front yard.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Heck
Nice.
yeah. Nice. That's a good one. Drew, how about you?
I feel like there was one year because before, like this was like pre-Candace. Just the one Thanksgiving that someone decided like, hey, after we eat, let's, hang out. And then later on that night, let's go bowling.
Oh, that's a good one.
So you built like a tradition around that.
Yeah. So then we just started going bowling. But then like, obviously with families and people leaving and having other, because with Candace and I my sister started doing it too, but with being like the oldest sibling, you set a lot of those precedent
Yeah.
for like what happens after you. So we started saying, all right, well, we're going to go down to Tennessee one Thanksgiving, and then the next year we'll be up here. So we're just going to keep flip-flopping rather than, try to do, they're obviously with Tennessee, there's no other way to go. But the bowling was always like an interesting element just because it was something totally different. Everybody would just go. But then obviously everybody getting married and having kids, like that kind of not really fell off, but it got a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, we used to do that on New Year's Eve. We used to every year we would go get hibachi, and then go bowling, and then go back to the house and watch the ball drop. And then again, the group got too big, so now we just cook out at the house and watch the ball drop.
And then from a Tennessee perspective, going down there with Candace and family, going deer hunting.
Ooh.
So that was always fun because growing up, like it was always something like the independent side of my family did, like all of those guys did, and I never did it. And then one time, like one of her cousins was like, "Hey, you want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Is that I can't remember. I haven't been deer hunting in forever. I used to go with my cousins, but is that towards like where's the opening day?
Tennessee,
with Thanksgiving.
It feels pretty wide open. Every year that I went, and like the population is huge, so there was always a rifle season going down there. Whereas like Kentucky, like it's like there's a break and then bow season and then rifle season and everything. But every time I go down, it's like no, you can just go out and
I was just kind of curious because I think again, I don't know enough about it, but it would be interesting to see like, and maybe if it's just always rifle season down there, then that's different. But like up here, it's like, especially if guys are going out to get like a specific buck, they try to go out specifically like as early as possible because they know that if other people are out for that buck, they're a lot more likely to get that buck with a rifle than they were with a bow or like depending on where you're at. But
but just memories around that and and then getting there was one where it was like within like a 5-minute stretch, sitting there with her cousin, and we're looking out, and it's like, oh, we got one right here. It's like, it's a doe. All right, wait for it. Okay, boom, got it. And then a couple minutes later, like we're really close to it just being dark, and then we see this buck, and he's like, all right, well, what do you got? I'm like, okay, and then wait. And then get the buck too. So then,
no way.
I mean, within a 5-minute stretch, driving out and like the little, like Kubota, like tractor that they had, picking up the doe, picking up the buck. Because like for me, like my heart was like racing, right?
I was gonna say, was that the first deer you've ever killed?
Yeah,
so you killed back to back.
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Sniper.
Are you 2 for 2? Like, is that the one time?
No, I missed. We went like a couple days before, like the year before or whatever, and a different spot. And I had one like down the line of like the power lines, and I missed it, or I hit it like right in the tail, and we tracked it, but we never found it. And that was one of those things where it's like, all right, well, we've got to go to Thanksgiving lunch because it's at 11, and I was like, all right, well, but yeah, those were crazy moments, and then you bring it back, and it's like, city boy. He's like, I got him.
Really, he like
city boy got him a deer,
shot it in the foot and clubbed it to death.
So I, then, as
I got it, it's all mush.
as the one that was, trying to, say like, hey, I can do both. I field dressed it in front of everybody.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Once we got back. So, and then of course took a little blood like this.
No way,
like,
dude.
This guy has lost it.
Like this is a city boy.
Just drink the blood.
Yeah. So. What a wild experience.
When were they like walking you through the field dressing? Okay.
Yeah, her uncle's like, all right.
He's just cutting chunks out of it.
They're like, go ahead. And he just like
cuts the heart in half.
Yeah. It was gruesome, but I would say that
where's the heart? The precious heart.
Yeah. Then I, tore some of the skin off, put it on my face.
I like that.
Yeah.
Hello, Clarice.
Yeah, Clarice. Well, cool. Well, good up. What is this, episode 48?
That's right.
All right. If I'm doing the math right, we might actually end up at 53 episodes by the end of the year.
Will we?
Maybe. I don't really know. We'll see when we get there.
What did you say?
I said, how could that be? 53.
I thought 52 episodes, there were 52 weeks in the year.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Well, Drew, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Episode 48 out.